them to check into either. We'll have to wait at least until level 6 on the Life Stealer, and even then, there'll probably be some sort of rotation with a glimpse or something, where they can hope that the supports have rotated from top, and they can go into some sort of a play, but she'll certainly be an easier target compared to this Morphling, even if he is at 225 HP. Doesn't really matter too much. It's so funny though, just because like what does Decay? Decay barely does anything in comparison. Okay, well that was not thought out. Decay doesn't do much, but Soul Rip does, and we just watched Reason absolutely shred him when the waves came together. Second level up in it. Raging Potato not ready for that one.
That's one of those like, all right, man, you're hitting hard, you're getting that tango efficiency, but you have no HP. And now Doctor, there's going to be a return coming back in the waveform forward. He's got a little buggy on him, and so at least Ninja Boogie able to make this into a relatively even lane. Up top, Light able to pick up the kill onto the Drow. We talked about the need for that Drow to get checked, and that was just an absolute stomp by Light.
That is sick. What a great... Alright, that's actually so worth the Alchemist dying. I'm sure that your Slider gets that. Holy shit. He's level 4.5 now. He's ahead of the Drow. And he was just level 1. Wow, that is great. Raging Potato gonna have to check himself here. He learned his lesson.
Tower is under attack.
I guess to his credit, it wasn't invisible. Undying, at least for, you know, it was right next to him, but...
Morphling going in pretty low, finally morphing some strength, but there is going to be a wraparound from the Undying. Waveform back, and is this Morphling going to be able to get out okay? It looks like those little points in strength are going to be adding up, saving his life for now at least.
Currently have 3 times his previous max HP. What a clown. And man, that is a nice early medallion up here for our Weaver though. I saw him having queued up, and I was wondering if he was just going to go straight, but Jules he's got it. Trying to keep going with these rotations here.
Doctor perhaps in a little bit of trouble next time he moves forward. They've got the Vengeful Spirit to go and initiate with the Magic Missile, as she's only level 3. Swap is a far ways off. But now with the Undying going back to mid lane, it's just going to be a little bit of a standoff here.
Oh, no sentry. Well, themselves a ward there, so...
Under attack.
Oh, last hits. Basically even between Lifestealer and Drow, as you expect. Alchemist doing fairly well in the mid lane, but he said help from an Undying the entire time. And other than that, all even across the board. Net worth reflects that pretty accurately. Owen's really launching off here.
This Slardar is doing a lot better than I expected him to. Able to finally get that kill on the Drow, and I was going up against a Drow and a Weaver, able to crush onto the Weaver, but this is not exactly a safe space for our Slardar right now. I may have just Caster's cursed it, as they're going to bring a Ninja Boogie as well. Although Light has a buggy on his side, he is able to get back under the safety of his tower.
Yep, gets he's just so survivable now at this point, thanks to that one solo kill on the Drow. Basically changes the entire game. And we got some stacks back here, maybe, or I don't know. He's just acid spraying his way up here. No real stacks going for Doctor, but he'll be getting some gold and allowing Reason to farm mid top lane.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a deep initiation for the Vengeful Spirit. Wrap it around. He goes for the Panic Crush, but isn't able to find anything. And it's actually Jules that picks up that kill. Super crucial to this Weaver. He's gone for a first item medallion even before boots.
Perfect way to start as his hero. Sometimes you'll see the roaming. Yeah, he'll still buy the boots because, like, when you're playing Core Weaver, it's a lot better not to have the boots.
Because you just scoochy and you don't have to really leave your lane. Don't have to venture too far.
Yeah, exactly. But rotating around the map, just you kind of need the booties.
Unless you're level 25, man, you got to hold out for that plus a Julian Scoochie speed.
Yeah, it's pretty great talent, honestly.
All
See if I can push off here and actually save this tower.
Maybe you're just trying to zone everyone back. They bring in the Disruptor, but it's a little bit late to actually get vision and glimpse someone back, so everyone kind of poking their heads out, scared away the dire heroes, and is not going to result for any Radiant kills just yet.
Middle tower is under attack.
Looks like we're just going to hold up here a little while longer. Curse phase, scouting out Ninja Boogie, see what he's up to, so gives him a little bit of confidence on the Radiant side. Raging Potato, on the other hand, he's trying to catch back up. He is well behind the Alchemist. I mean, kind of expected, but the armlet now done here for Doctor, but our Life Stealer, Juma.
He's doing well.
Yeah, not too shabby.
He's got his full phase boots. He's working towards that armlet. And our Sand King's doing really well here, able to get a lot. Hasn't been forced completely out of lane just yet. Like you mentioned, the change with shrines, just having a shrine in the off lane makes it super easy for Sand King to be sustainable. Not the most popular offlaner, but he's still getting done what he needs to get done. He's now got his level 6, hasn't picked up his epicenter, wants a couple more levels in lane before he initiates. And speaking of initiating, up top we've got Light going in onto the Vengeful Spirit, and there's going to be a tombstone popped down. Ninja Boogie tries to TP out, gets glimpsed back immediately, and will get dropped. Bounty Rune spawns, and that's just going to be a nice prize for Raisin.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah, it's
like that.
a reward.
I see some scouting action from our hoping to find that alchemist, but he's now made his way over to the other jungle, so I'll have to head on back. And the pressure coming top lane, so considering how much they're getting done with just these 3 heroes, pretty happy if you're this alchemist. Feel like you got free reign of the map, and then even followed up right behind him is the Lifestealer. So MVP, this is probably the best start they've had so far in Mr.cat. I'd say feeling pretty strong. Definitely showed his Raging Potato though at this point. Can't believe how much farm he's caught up on.
And I mean, he's only gonna scale.
So
it's not like Morphling suddenly are just like, oh yeah, it's late in the game, I have difficulty farming. That is straight the opposite.
Yeah, and that's the thing where we talk about the potential for them to like have gone into a puck or something, where that would have been like, okay, we only have so much time to work with, things don't get that much better as the game goes later, yada yada yada. This really helps out in that situation, where if they do get behind, he can do a ton of split push, and they have decent catch, but
scan from the Radiant. It's gonna reveal Jules waiting in the mid lane. They know something's up, so Doctor's gonna get pinged, Raisin's gonna get pinged, and there's just a full wrap around all the Dire heroes. 2 smoke, some not want to go in for this. Raisin is gonna go. The tower is collected by this Morphling. They're going on to Doctor now. He's got that chemical rage going. It looks like Grace is doing whatever he can to keep Miracle at bay, but nope, they're just running in. Everyone's still alive on the side of Mineski.
These guys are panicking.
Ninja Boogie, though, is going to go through, tosses out the stun, does get killed. Now Slardar joins in, and it's getting ugly. Light's actually able to pick up a double kill, but Morphling waveforming through, wants to turn things back around onto Shuma. Goes in with the adaptive strike, needs one more hit. It looks like Shuma is able to go through, channel up the salve. We've still got the Morphling moving forward, epicenter, rather Burrow Strike to try to hold Doctor in place. They don't need to commit the epicenter, and there we go. That's going to be another kill.
Damn, Raging Potato.
That got messy real quick.
Yeah, he's just sitting there on this Morphling at like 200 to 300 HP the whole time, but he knew that there was like no focus left for him. And he just shredded the rest of that engagement. Gets some 626 gold, 629 experience, shared equally with the Sand King there, and he dished out like 4k damage. Holy shit.
Jeez.
He did more damage than the entirety of the Radiant.
And this is a 10-minute Morphling. This is not even close to where we're going to see this Morphling at the end of this game.
Oh, he's now moving up into his Dragonlance. Oh, just 2 like very obnoxious heroes to deal with between the Morphling and the Weaver.
Yeah, and
also
especially
2 of the
being
funner position ones to play right now.
Being bumped up by that Precision Aura. It's level 3 on the Drow Ranger, so I'm predicting, 15-20 minutes, there's going to be a huge surge of momentum for Mineski. They're going to push, they're going to take down tier 3s, they're going to try for barracks, and we'll see how well MVP can deal with that. I mean, what is MVP's defensive style here? How do they turtle most effectively?
Basically, Light needs to get his Blink Dagger. Like, they have it on the Sand King now, so they have a very big initiation advantage right now on the side of Mineski. So the game should be very difficult for any fight. This is a great time for MVP right now, honestly. This is a totally fine trade. Yes, you lose bottom, but you can't 5v5 them right now, and you don't want to, because your Alchemist is farming, and your Lifestealer just got his armlet, so they would not have been able to fight had they contested this top tower.
Oh, unfortunately, Slardar wasn't able to land the last hit on that tower, would have bumped him a good ways.
Many believe the sea to be quite romantic.
Ways towards his blink, but he is only about 200 gold off, so Slardar are going to be mobile very, very soon. They can start out with these.
Many believe the sea to be quite romantic. Indeed, a peacefully rocking ship or waves gently lapping against the shore can be so relaxing.
With these infest bombs and whatnot.
Really would have wanted that.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but towers down nonetheless. Shuma.
I would be so scared right now.
I mean, this guy, he's got an armlet, he's feeling a little bit safe, does have that infest, can just up into a creep if shit goes real south. Gonna munch up the replicate. Now blink forward. There is gonna be the initiation from the Sand King. Immediate follow-up from the Disruptor wanting to zone everyone back, but the ult is now dropped and they're not gonna get anything from it except for this Morphling standing at the edge of the ult. Took about half damage for not a whole lot of reason.
Is under attack.
Yeah, he's still in here, but his team's backing him up. They will find on the back line light.
Oh, they're moving forward. They've got the stun from the Venge if they absolutely need. She's going to swap and bring herself forward. They get the Slardar down, but now this Morphling needs to get himself away. He's able to waveform, morph strength. They bring in the Drow, able to pluck down that Undying like it's not the Ninja Book. He's still alive. Throws out the Wave of Terror with her last breath, and they are able to find some kills off the back of this. She's making her death worthwhile as they're able to find the Alchemist as well. Grace, the only survivor. We're diving to your threes here, and Jules is able to help find the kill for RR. It's a double TP out, a triple kill for the Sand King, and a full wipe on MVP.
Well, that looked familiar. That was kind of like the last fight as well, but that could have started much worse for MVP. The fact that your Slardar, the guy was coming in all alone. There was even some ward vision here from the Dire side, and they're just waiting on this high ground. Once he's dead, they have no initiation left on the Radiant side. No way to get the life stealer in to actually use that fresh.
It's shaping up to be a cool song.
Fresh armlet. And disastrous. I mean, they just kind of like chase this Morphling into the entirety of the Dire and then have no way of even really controlling him up without Static Storm being on top of him since it was used at the start.
Radiant's top tower is under
And now,
Snag up top.
oh, good fortify though.
Oh, come on, you got a haste through it. I know you. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, oh, able to go through and get it. Is it going to cost him his life? He's morphin strength for all he's worth. The waveform away. There is going to be a glimpse back. They've got him in the Static Storm. Is his team there to bail him out? Looks like he will end up going down, and the rest of Mineski, they're just going to cut their losses and run back from the fight. And that's a pretty big sum of gold going the way of Disruptor this early in the game.
That's why we call it the invincibility rune right there. It's like, nah, I can't die. How can they kill me? I'm hasted.
I have more move speed than usual. They cannot kill me.
Yep, impossible. So somehow they do the impossible. They actually managed to bring down this hasted Morphling. So yeah, great pickup for them. And who actually got the gold? Grace. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
Disruptor, so.
not ideal.
Guys, help him with the wards, man. He's keeping the vision up.
I'd like a Radiance.
Gotta get that money somehow.
If I was MVP.
Disruptor Radiance?
No, more so just give the gold to Elk.
Oh, okay. I was like, Disruptor Radiance seems a little too meta for me.
A little ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's going to be possible here in this game. Dire moving into Radiant Turf. There's going to be two wards right on top of each other, so both teams have an idea of what's going down here.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, Dire might have an inkling that it's there just because theirs was down first, but I mean, they've just been walking through that area so much, it's not exactly guaranteed.
It looks like this top lane's going to be what they're after. Could be an easy pick on the Disruptor. He's going up just trying to clear creeps. Little does he know, he's about to get dumped on. There we go. That is like 3 shots for the Weaver. He doesn't even have a Desolator or anything, just that Medallion of Courage.
I always found it irritating that this spell's not physical from Vengeance
Which
Spirit.
one?
I always want Magic Missile. I know it's called Magic Missile,
It's called Magic Missile.
I know, but it doesn't synergize with her, and it would be so much cooler. It would actually be probably like kind of OP if it was physical.
What, physical
but...
missile?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. See, that kind of rhymes. That's a good name. Then you could like wave a terror and then stun people. It would just be so satisfying. But it's okay. They still get the kill. And then like Medallion would stick up so much better on her too. And maybe if she gets nerf tired enough, then we can eventually bump her back up with that Ice Rock.
If Venge gets killed, we have a way to bring her back now. Make her missile
Exactly.
pure damage, goes through magic immunity, all that good shit.
That is one of the cooler talents. That fight in elimination mode, she stunned like 4 people with BKBs during one of like the later games. It's
Oh, I
actually
was
so
there.
funny. Yeah, I know. That was great. I thoroughly enjoyed watching that. It was satisfying to see that talent so useful, especially when you're up against 20% Vengeance Aura. Like, that's pretty good.
Either way, there's going to be an Aegis snatched up. We've now got Morphling on a roll. It is only 16 minutes in the game, but this Morphling is already feeling online. Usually the golden rule with Morphling is just leave him alone for like 20 minutes, he'll farm up, he'll do his thing, and then start to fight, but this Morphling's been involved since the very beginning.
Yeah, again, just Drow Aura doing work. Makes you so much more confident going into these engagements, so much more damage. But now we do have the Radiance online, the ultimate item versus the Drow lineup, the counter, the mischance. You have a global benefit to your whole team as Drow that just buffs up the right clicks, and then this Radiance just in a massive AoE, especially once the illusions actually come up from Alchemist. So handy during these fights.
Oh, smokes are going to pop. It looks like there is going to be an attempt to crush up this Morphling. He's able to get out of the fight, but glimpsed back into the Static Storm. This Morphling may get eaten up, but the rest of his team's going to be coming in. They're going to initiate the stun onto this Lifestealer. Morphling's coming back, but can they really keep him alive? A crush to initiate once again. There's going to be a Tombstone there to try to hold him in place. Swap forward, though. Ninja Boogie really wants to go. They've cornered the Alchemist. Even with his new Radiance, he can't live. And now we do have our Morphling still up, still in this fight. Kinetic Field holding back everyone temporarily, but Shuma's going to go down too. So arguably, the two most important heroes on MVP are already dead. They're going to follow that up with another kill onto Grace.
That's a nice force staff angle.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think they felt like they're so far behind they needed that secondary kill on the Morphling. They couldn't afford to just let him go. And it's like a situation where it's like, okay, well maybe they're not close enough. And they were kind of fire, like they saw they were running from the bottom creep wave, but
How did that Alchemist get split off in the fight? Because he was fighting like in the low ground neutral camp.
he just got like pushed in. First he got swapped, and then he just kind of got like zoned in there. So
Definitely great map control there from Mineski, just kind of herding him into a spot where his teammates can't get to him. And you talked about how useful that mischance on the Radiance is going to be. Well, it's not so important when there's like 4 heroes slapping away at you. They can still get you down.
yeah, full focus on him, but yeah, gonna go for a quick plate mail. Good choice early on here. Help himself out here on Doctor before he goes into a Radiance, or rather a Manta. Boost up the overall split push abilities here, but net worth not so hot. 4 heroes of the Dire in the top 5, and one of those for the Radiant is an Alchemist, so that's a little bit inflated.
He should be doing a little bit better than he is, but again, MVP from early on, we're kind of controlled around, and this is going to be the absolute danger time. I mean, it's not going to get super easy late game, but right now, you know, a Drow strat where most heroes are ranged, most heroes are able to initiate, they've got their first round of items on the Dire side, that, you know, 15 to 25 minute window is probably the scariest time to be MVP, because if Mineski get any sort of pick off, any sort of advantage, they can just push to their little heart's content. They're so good at clearing towers right now.
Yeah, and all the Radiant can do is try and bait out this Alchemist, but it won't work. Just TPs himself away. This is like the risky play, right? Where you're really hoping and counting on Mineski trying to dive Doctor, but that whole time they just spent not doing so meant all these other heroes aren't gaining any net worth whatsoever. On the one hand, Light is a slider, so it's not too big of a deal, but he would really love to have a Force Staff. Very least, Doctor's survivability just increased by a massive margin. This plate mail, the plus 10 armor, huge difference up against this Drow lineup.
Yeah, they do still have
Oh no.
what?
Oh no, Annie. It's the Aghanims. It's the
Oh.
Weaver.
He's had that queued up for a long time.
I know, it's so disgusting though. Like, it's so good. It basically makes this support Weaver just like so much better.
You know, in theory, they could go for... They have the Ags on the Weaver, they could go for an Ags on the Venge and just keep Venge alive for like 4 lives.
Nah, I like what you're saying.
I think it's
That's
good.
a good strat right there.
It's a terrible strat.
What if
No one try
Avenge
that.
died and became the illusion, and then you time-lapsed it, it could turn her back into the hero? That would
Oh
be some
my,
super meta
that is
shit.
a little broken. Has that been tried?
No, it doesn't work.
I
But if it
think
could,
it should. I think it could. That's a great buff. Oh, initiation here from the Sand King. Gonna go get silenced immediately. But look at Jules just cutting through that, undying the rest of Mineski. They're all still pretty much full health. They've got their mana. They've got all the ultimates they need. So they're just chilling. They're gonna be shoving in this bottom lane. The creeps already doing the heavy work for them. And this tier 3 tower starting to take some chip damage. How do you initiate against this? There's no static storm for another 70 seconds. And this tower is just getting busted up. The fortify popped out, but that's about all you can do.
Raging Tail just gave them away. No,
He gave them away. He told them exactly what's going on, but he's going through. Look at that. There's the time lapse being used. Weaver Axe comes in handy. It's looking like this could be a really quick game 1, as everyone is just starting to style on the likes of MVP Hot6. There's a reinitiation from the Sand King going in onto the Slaughter. The magic missile to follow up as the racks are being crumbled down. The damage proves to be too much. MVP take a lost team fight. They lose 1 lane of racks, and they're about to lose a 2nd lane of racks only 21 minutes into the game.
Radiant's
Damn.
middle tower
That
has
was
fallen.
quite the explosion there from Raging Potato here on the Morphling.
Radiant's
E-Blade,
middle
20
barracks
minutes
has
in with the
fallen.
Hurricane Pike. Pretty strong, 15k
Radiant's
net worth.
middle barracks has fallen.
I would be okay if this guy was on my team,
They're
I
just
feel like.
going for megas right now.
Yeah, why not? I
Radiant's
mean, they
top
can't stop
tower
you.
is under attack.
They can do an infest bomb, but even then it's going to be an unlikely kill.
Morphling gonna go TP back to base, just fill up on all that juicy mana, can hop back to the replicate if necessary. Now everyone on MVP is alive, so Mineski showing some appropriate caution right now.
At the very least, they can maybe bring down his replicate, but...
I mean, Ninja Boogie, he's down to swap and go. Look at this Alchemist. He's gonna be chemical raged up, but doesn't even matter. Under the status storm, they're able to find a pick, but it's just not enough. Look at this. This Weaver Ags is phenomenal at saving team rights left and right.
And he just comes back with a BKB too after that replicate, like really?
Oh my
Come
god.
on. So unfair.
One more rack stands between Mineski and Mega Creeps, and this Morphling is proven to be a little too good. He uses that Ethereal Blade to buy himself some time, and the GG called out 22 minutes into game number 1. Mineski are looking incredibly strong. MVP maybe just got outdrafted, outplayed in the lanes. It's not their game.
Going basically like that whole, again, that drow strat, like that's the problem with Slardar Lifestealer is, in the past when it was so strong, everyone was just countering it by drafting a ton of split push, but the other way you can do it is just draft full 5 man.